Why are poor people poor? It is a classical problem, and some people think it's due to laziness, poor credit, or poor thinking, while others believe the whole society is doomed to be divided into the poor and the rich. That's common, and we have no need to be surprised about it. But the reality is that most of us are not rich and have experienced poverty at some stage in our life. If prejudice and overconfidence are the obstacles to make a change and to be rich, why does a hardworking and humble man still fail to get out of poverty? More and more young people feel much confused and desperate about their situation. In other words, it is increasingly difficult to find the exit of a poor life. The final question comes out to be, with all of the passion and ardor for life, why we still get nothing except diligence? New thinking, new finance. Welcome to Legend Finance Academy, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If we want to solve a problem, we need to find the real cases. Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duflo, and Michael Kramer, who won the 2019 Nobel Economics Prize, explained to us why poor people are so poor. Before that, they spent over 15 years researching 18 poorest countries and areas to find out the truth of poverty. Today, we will uncover the mysterious veil of that, and maybe we can find some ideas to get out of poverty. Our minds are limited, and we can keep diligent all the time. But the outcome is, we don't become wealthy as time goes by. It seems that no matter how much we pay for it, we still can't get a better life. However, if we march in a false direction, keep working hard, and never slow down to meditate, we will be further and further away from success. Moreover, poor thinking impacts our choices in many ways and even manipulates our future. In certain villages, some parents neglect the importance of education. Some parents assume that it is useless for children to go to school. So even after their graduation from high school, they're still required to go to factories to make a living for the whole family. While other parents believe education is the only way to change their children's life, they insist on sending their children to school until they graduate from college. The former one could get benefits at once in a short time, and the other ones needs more time to verify the worth of their education. In fact, education is an investment. After several years, in most cases, those children who have graduated from college have many times more wealth than those who dropped out of school and went to work early. Abhijit Banerjee, Esther Duflo, and Michael Kramer discovered that people are easy to step into the trap of poverty when they hold prejudice about something. They probably abandon long-term planning because of their short-sightedness. Many people don't know how to use the external advantages to make themselves stronger. They're accustomed to self-sufficiency, and then their thinking is fixed in a stereotype. Lastly, they lost the ability to make a change. For example, the workers on construction are used to repeating the simple and boring job over and over again every day. They have no passion and any other skills. Even if they have some link with the leader, they never look for help from the boss to make their life better. If people fall into the trap of poverty, can we solve the problem by giving support? In other words, can we give money and materials to them to help them get out of poverty? Well, it's hard to say. There are many idlers in Europe. Most of them have no steady income, and some are even homeless. The idlers make their living by government subsidies. What they do first when they get money is to go for a drink. They become drunk and soon fall into a deep sleep. Then the idlers continue to queue for subsidies after waking up the next day. Every day is the same, and they never think about making a change. But it isn't the only case. There are also many adults around us who are facing the same situation. Same as the idlers, they get some subsidies from the government and then go to the store to buy chicken and the fries because they're very cheap. Go back home and lie down to play games. That is why the US adult obesity rate stands at 42.4% in 2020. The first time the national rate has passed the 40% mark, and further evidence of the country's obesity crisis. Whatever idlers or adults, both of them refuse to make use of the resources they have and never retain earnings. Maybe they really don't know what to do. But before these, the idea of change never occurs to them. Instead of preparing for tomorrow, they prefer to overdraw or even waste resources used to develop the future and trap themselves into a downward spiral of poverty. Many people think the rich are stingy, while the poor are generous. Compared to the rich, the poor are more likely to waste money. In the past few years, we have seen a lot of lottery winners who have got large amounts of fortune. However, few of them become really wealthy men. For many poor people, the lottery is a common way of entertainment. They pin their hopes on getting rich on it. Even though they just win $10 during the lottery, they will immediately treat themselves to a bottle of beer without hesitation. Those who win the prize always tend to become poor again in a short time. It is impossible to get the Nobel Prize in economics if the researchers just find the reality of poverty. What they should do at the same time is to establish a model to come up with a solution. Aberjit Banerjee, Esther Duflo, and Michael Kramer proposed that poor people lack the correct source of information and often choose to believe in the wrong thing. Even if the poor have access to a lot of information, it is difficult to take advantage of them because the reality is too limited. They are under much pressure and they are more likely to make the wrong choices. In fact, the key to tackle the problem of poverty is to reduce the cost of living for the poor. In this case, it will bring hope to poverty alleviation. Okay, that's all for today's video. The Nobel Economics Prize has been changing over 50 years, from the original monetary theory to the current behavioral finance. The research of the economists tends to have more practical guidance meaning to our work and life. If you like our videos, subscribe to our channel and pay more attention to us. We will give you more valuable videos. What's more, never make a decision impulsively, or we will pay a huge price, and the investment will turn into a consumption in the end. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.